This is a Jmix exclusive.
Man. I know that you're telling a lot of the same stories, but I do appreciate it.
For sure, man. It's all good, man. I definitely appreciate you doing the interview.
No doubt, man. I guess the first question I have for you is the my Outlaw Brothers album that should be dropping early 2018. Can you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to do the album and maybe a teaser who's going to be featured on it?
Well, yeah, the My Outlaw Brothers album. That's MOB, My Outlaw Brothers album. I did that album based on the expansion of the Tupac legacy. You know, I want to give the fans the opportunity to feel a part of the Tupac movement. You know, wanted to expand that and make the outlaw movement bigger than what it was when he left. You know what I mean? Whether you was a part rapping and part street, or just straight rapping, or just straight street. Because he also made other people outlaws at the time that he was living that wasn't rapping. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a few of the homies out there in LA that's considered to be outlaws. You know what I'm saying? That Pac made into an outlaw. So to expand it and give the fans an opportunity to be a part of that, I think it was only right. You know what I mean? So Pac didn't say, you know, Nutt-So the last outlaw, or this person the last outlaw, or that. So, you know, we're going to keep it moving and we're going to keep it open.
Now, I notice on here you have some features by Storm, Fatal, Castro. Now, obviously, Fatal
Yes.
has passed, but is the Storm and Castro versus new? Have you linked up with them recently?
Oh, yes. All are new. All unheard versions from all three of those outlaw members. Um, yes, me and Storm has a song on there as well. It's dope. Storm is a very gifted female. She's one of the dopest females that I ever came across, that can hold her own and like write her own lyrics and deliver her own style and delivery. Man, she's dope, and it was only right that I had to, you know, link back up with my fellow outlaw home girl. You know.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are going to be excited to hear from Storm because from everything that us fans know is she's a very private individual, but absolutely no doubt that she was an outlaw.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Man, he did. Man, for sure, man. Storm outlaw for sure. That's most definitely. You know what I mean? Storm was outlaw before me.
Um, Now, I know you've told this before, but a quick refresher to those who might be hearing their first Nutt-So interview. Could you give us a quick recap of how you first linked up with Pac?
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the world know right now. I get asked that question in every interview. You know, but it's all good. You know, that's my dog, man. So MC Hammer was inquiring to manage one of my albums and projects at the time, and likewise, I was inquiring that he managed my project as well. And through the course of that, he reached back out to me and informed me that Mr. Tupac Shakur had heard my music and liked my music and wanted me to be a part of the Outlaws. And that's how it happened. So I got back at him, and we made that happen. And there it was. Before you know it, I was in the studio recording with Tupac. Like, yo, this shit is great.
What's the deepest bit of game that Pac relayed to you?
Man, there was a few, man. He had that natural giving game where like anything he say is not like scripted, so it'll be of good value use for you. So it was just all about grasping what caught my attention at that moment and what all I could remember as far as in the conversations that he was holding with me. You know what I mean? So a lot of that, man. One of them, one thing that I stuck by that he told me was, never let nobody distract you from your dreams, man. See it, go for it, no matter what. Don't let nobody distract you from it. And I took that, ran with that. That was one of the things I took and ran with it. That was real valuable, and a lot of other things. So that was a real intelligent brother, like, you know what I'm saying, the way he just normally spoke, like he knew how to adapt in all types of situations. So, you got a room full of niggas that's smoking and drinking, then, we going into thug mode, you know what I'm saying? And he was always educated when he spoke, so whether he acting like a thug or being a thug at that moment, he still had some sense about his character. So it wasn't like, look at this fool. He was like, nah. You looked at him and be like, man, this dude's smart than the mud. I seen he's smart. You know what I mean? So you learn from that. If you didn't, that was your bad. you know?
No doubt, man. Now, you spent quite a bit of time in the studio with Pac just by the sheer volume of work. I know you guys have a few songs, more than most, together. Now, we've all heard that he was really good at writing fast, working fast, strong work ethic. Did you ever see him get mad at other people for not keeping his pace in the studio?
No, not at all. I didn't see him get mad for any of us for slacking or being ready in a timely manner, because it was all practice for us. You know what I'm saying? If we wasn't ready when he asked us to be on that track, then a lot of times we just wouldn't be on that track. You know what I mean? So a couple times where he structured these songs out and really wanted these certain individuals on it, then he may have helped with a line or two, to drop that in there to go ahead and finish that. All right, I like what you got so far. Boom, boom, boom. Throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? So, he was a assistant of a few of the Outlaws and some of the liners, but people do that in music these days anyway. So they're assisting with some liners, which is nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just help. When you're in a group, in the group circle, somebody might throw a line out there. But Pac was more in a leading role. You know what I'm saying? Say that, blah, 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 throw that. But those that held their own, he didn't have to say nothing to them. You see what I'm saying? So, he was ready, on point, on deck, ready, cocked, back, loaded. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I respect Storm to the fullest, man, because she was, every time it was time for her to get down, she was cocked and loaded. You know what I mean? Cocked, loaded, and ready. I'm like, that's the business. Storm is very gifted. She's a raw individual. Man, I've been wanting to work with Storm when since I first met her, and it was just that a timely death of the homie that everybody parted ways and just couldn't get in contact with each other until later on down the line. You see what I'm saying? So now that I finally got back in contact with Storm, it's like, okay, hey, man, let's knock some of these joints out. Storm, she's a dope writer. She write her own shit. I write my own shit. She's dope. We both got history. And the song that we gonna do, man, the song that we did, not the song we gonna do, the song that we did. That motherfucker hard. It's nice. It's a classic. And I think y'all gonna like it, man. It's 100% creativity in that.
That's what's up. I've heard from people that were close to Storm that not only is Storm a real good rapper, but she's definitely a female that even a man wouldn't want to mess with physically. In your experience, is that true?
Well, it's like this. If you're a rapper and you think you're gonna pick on a female like Storm, you better have your shit together. Cause Storm write her shit. You know what I'm saying? So Storm will sit there and write some shit about you. She not gonna sit there and she don't accept lyrics from other people. That's you know what I'm saying? So that's she sit there and write her own shit. She's strategically smart with her shit. So if you're gonna pick a fight with a Storm, you gotta have your shit together because as a female and she'll shut your shit down. So that's kind of like you know it's kind of like why would you go there? Like you know what I'm saying? Why would you? You know that Storm. She got a history to herself. You know what I'm saying? She you know well respected in the music industry. And me personally, I would like to hear or have heard a lot more from Storm, like coming like right after Pac died. I want to hear that attitude, like, and I know she's done songs that I know she probably done songs that she haven't released yet. I don't know, I don't know the her status right now. Doing the thing and doing what she's supposed to do, as far as what satisfies her. You know what I mean? And I like Storm, like, ever since I heard her rap. It was just something about her. She had the voice, she got the style, and then, back then it was like, man, you don't find no gangster females. Like, man, that's what everybody wanted, gangster female. Like, who was gangster spitting some gangster rhymes back then as a female? Come on, man. I mean, you had hard females. You see what I'm saying? Like, the Brat was kicking up some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the Brat kicking up some shit. Then you had what was the other chick name?
There was a Lady of
her name
Rage,
was
but I don't.
Yeah, Lady of Rage. You know what I'm saying? Lady of Rage. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about Storm, that's unique. That's different. Like, I can listen to these other females and be like, okay, yeah, she spitting, she raw, she tight. All right, got you. But now when I listen to Storm, it's like I feel that from the heart. Like that's the you know what I'm saying, the lady from the block. That's the you know what I'm saying, you gonna feel that. You know where she coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's that real shit. So not to take nothing away from these other female rappers, you know what I'm saying, but it's like that's what I hear. Like I can listen to Queen Latifah and then I can, set the difference from Queen Latifah to Salt and Pepper and Roxanne Shante, or you know what I'm saying, you can set the difference between them. You be like, oh yeah, I know who's street out of them, or throw MC Light in the equation and you know who's street out of them. You see what I'm saying? You be like, oh yeah, I like all of them, but I feel her music the most. You see what I'm saying? So when you're on that level of creating music, you better be writing some top-notch shit yourself before you go picking on a female thinking she ain't got it like that. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to get your shit shut down by a female out here, man, and that's what happened. So, Storm comes from that background, man. Come on, man. She ain't going out like that with anybody, So, and I would love to see Storm come and push a hard line for the females, because man, these females gonna follow her lead. You know what I'm saying?
Right
Straight
on.
up.
Now, since we're talking
Straight
about
up.
Storm, and you were talking about the Running on E session. Now, it was over 20 years before we got to hear the original version of that song. Can you tell us a little bit about that session, if you can remember? I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. But the session, man, like I say, man, when you with Pac, man, that was the dude, like your older brother, not like your old ass brother, but like your older brother. You know what I'm saying? Because your old ass brother, he's more like your uncle. You see what I'm saying? But when you got a younger, older brother, y'all kicking it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all having a nice time. So that's what Pac Sessions was like. Man, you in there clowning, you drinking, you smoking, you working. You know what I'm saying? You definitely working. You ain't that wasn't no, oh, we just finna kick it here, and then if we come up with some rhymes, we do it. Nah, we coming there to work first. You see what I'm saying? So now we can chillax, kick back, and be in an environment where you got a lot of other minds thinking. I gotta outdo this person. I gotta outdo that person. Oh, that person finna come like that. Oh, that person finna. Oh, damn. Oh, I forgot he was on this track too. Oh shit, hold on. So the adrenaline on writing the verse was like, or however long the verse was, it still was adrenaline. Like, oh, I got to get in because niggas is coming on this motherfucker. So how that studio was, it was full of synergy, and it was like I'm in there writing, and I'm sitting here thinking on a different level. I'm not sitting here thinking like, let me outdo everybody on the track. I'm sitting here thinking like, let me say something to where the niggas back at home will be like, ooh, that nigga did that, or he did that, or he said that, wow, or you see what I'm saying? So I brought a more vivid style or lyrical content to that song based on what the hood knew about. You know what I mean? Rather than let me go global with my bars right quick. You see what I'm saying? So everybody was in a different mind frame, I believe, and you could tell because of the type of shit that everybody came on a total different, like it was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got a title like that, and we on there with Pac, so it's like, hold on, I can't be on here sounding stupid though. I'm on here with Pac. It wasn't even the fact that I was on there with the rest of the Outlaws. It was like, shit, I'm on this motherfucker with Pac. I can't be on here sounding stupid. So that alone kept me afloat with the other hard hitting Outlaws. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if I think to stay afloat with Pac, then of course I'll blend in with the rest of the other Outlaws because they thinking the same thing. Man, I'm finna shit. I'm on a song with Pac. I ain't finna be looking stupid. So and then you got other like everybody different neighborhoods on that song. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that part right there was a highlight in my career. You see what I'm saying? To everybody, because see, when we was in the Bay Area, we used to do songs with a lot of people on it anyway. And I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with my past, but I was in a group called Street Thugs, and this is before I even went to the Row. I was a solo artist, but formed a group called Street Thugs, and on that EP we did a song called The Family, and it's like about, I believe, anywhere from like 15 to 17 people on that one song. And you sit here to today and be like, damn, 15, 17 people on one song? I ain't trying to listen to that. But when you listen to it and you see how it's structured, you be like, oh shit, I can listen to this shit all day long. Because see, you got groups. You see what I'm saying? You got groups that's sharing 16s. You see what I'm saying? So, and each group is rapping to the beat change up. So when a different group come in on that one song, The Family, the beat change. So you can sit there and listen to that song. So to structure it wasn't no problem. And to be amongst people, or to be amongst a large quantity of hard-hitting rappers and holding your own, I was used to that. And when you go back and you listen to the song called The Family, on this Street Thug Not to Be Fucked With EP, and you listen to that song, and you listen to everybody rap on that, you be like, everybody on there spitting that hard gangster shit. And you can see the kind of type of synergy that we created in the studio. You can tell everybody in their mind frame was like, shit, them niggas finna come like this. Oh, they finna kill it. Let me come like this. Let me come like that. Let me come like that. So I was already set and prepped for that death row environment. You know what I'm saying? So I fit right in. I fit it right in and blend it right in, and man, I enjoy myself to the fullest. I'll never be able to witness a studio session like that ever again going to somebody's session. I can only create a session like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, nobody can invite me to their studio session and it'll be like a studio session that I ever went to with Pac, or a top of studio session that I ever went to with Pac. It just ain't gonna do it. They don't have the content, they don't have the history, and they don't have the knowledge of how it was or how it felt. So I can create that moment again. You see what I'm saying? But in order for me to create that moment again, I have to grasp that feeling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That was a great answer, by the way. Just so you know, when there's a break, I'm just isolating your audio, so I'm listening to you. I don't want to cut in on you because there's a slight delay. Now, Tupac was Tupac the one who introduced you to Scarface?
Yes, that was yes. Pac is how I met Scarface. Definitely. Excuse me. During the song "Smile," when Scarface and Pac did the song "Smile," Scarface came down with the Face Mob. It was Scarface and the Face Mob, and it was Pac and Outlaw. So we all in the studio chilling. Like at this time, like keeping in mind, like Scarface was spitting that gangster shit, that shit from the street that you can't help but to feel. If you don't feel that, if you don't feel no Scarface, you ain't no street nigga. I'm just gonna keep it 100. You see what I'm saying? Or you ain't got no contact or connections with the street if you wasn't feeling no Scarface. You see what I'm saying? Because he's spitting that real raw reality rap. You see what I'm saying? He's spitting what I can go out my door and see, and I'll be like, damn, was Scarface over here when this happened? You see what I'm saying? You can relate to it. No, he wasn't here when it happened. That's what goes on in his city and in his ghetto. Same thing that goes on in my ghetto. So I was able to relate to that. So at this time frame, I was like, Scarface was one of my, top dogs in the game back then that I used to listen to. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about a Scarface album. Like, man, this, that song, this, that, you know what I'm saying? So Scarface was one of my favorite rappers back then. And to see him and Pac actually working together, it was like, oh man, this track's gonna be dope. Like, you can expect nothing less than dope from that. You know what I mean? So to actually see these two dudes working in the studio together was another one of the top highlight of my careers. And like to see Scarface acknowledge Pac, you know what I'm saying, in the way that he did, I was already eyes open, being with Pac, you know what I'm saying, at that time, and knowing that Tupac was the most popular guy around the world at that moment, you know what I'm saying, even over R&B singers, you know what I'm saying. So to witness that at first hand was on a whole nother level, you know what I mean, and to see Scarface, like, that was creation from that's what you call creativity, because I've seen that grow. Put on a beat. You like this? Yeah, I like that. Nah, let's try another one. Okay, man, whatever. The agreement came out on the beat. That's creative thoughts. Bam, I like that beat. You like that? Oh, I like that one too. Let's do that. Okay, bam. What you think about this title? Oh man, that's a dope title. Well, let's do it. All right, cool. Let's get to writing. Now you're seeing them write. Now you're seeing them going in there and lay vocals. Now you're seeing them come out after the song done and they talking about the song. You see what I'm saying? That's creativity. So to see that song that was created and is still played and listened to and respected as two of Tupac's top well deep verses till this day. You see what I'm saying? So to have witnessed that and witnessed the creativity of that, man, that was something that can't even be sold. You know what I mean? Yeah, ain't no price for that. You know.
Now, there's a famous scene. I don't know if you got it. I sent it to you. The Homies and Thugs freestyle was done with Scarface in the studio over the Running on E beat. Were you there for that?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't there for that. At least I don't think I was there for that. I know he freestyled something at the Smile Studio session, but I that wasn't it. So as far as to my knowledge, I wasn't there for that freestyle. You know what I mean? So I've been around for quite a few freestyles of Pox, but I don't definitely did that one. You know, man, that's Tupac, man. I'm gonna remember everything. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that one right there, I'm not gonna be the type to say, just because you can't see who all in the background, I'm not gonna be the type to say, yeah, I was there. You see what I'm saying? That ain't me.
Absolutely, and much respect for that. And much respect for that. I see a lot of people nowadays taking a lot of credit for stuff that they didn't do, and we respect the hell out of you for that.
Man, definitely, man. I hate when people do that, man. People told my story to other people, and I'm like, huh? You wasn't even there for that. Oh, no. What's his name told me? That nigga wasn't even there for that. You see what I'm saying? So I like to keep it 100. I give everybody their credit, you know, so, because I ain't, man, you know, hey.
Well, you were quoted, and shout out to Rel again, 313, because that 3-hour interview you did was a really great interview. But you were quoted as...
thank you, man. That was a cool brother, man. Definitely shout out to Tyrell 313, man. That's a cool brother. I had a chance to chop it up with him prior to the meeting. That wasn't recorded. Prior to the interview, that wasn't recorded. So, you know, that's a cool brother right there, man. You know, down out.
Right on, man. He's a good friend of mine, and really respect the dude. You had said on there that Runnin' on E was the first official outlaw song. Can you tell us how you became an outlaw?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, it kind of rewinds back to the studio session Smile, and the studio session Smile. That night is when me becoming an outlaw happened. We go back, we leave the studio session, we on our way back to Pac's mansion. I found it funny that, you know, Pac said, you know, man, we got to blindfold you. And he was like, it's not like that, but it's just, you know, we you know, just going to the hut. Oh, man, hey, I respect it, man. Do what you got to do. Man, I'm with the down Makaveli, man. We finna make this happen. So blindfolded me for a couple of corners, and took the blindfold off. And I mean, shit, I ain't the type, you know, to be, you know, giving up people's location anyway. But you know, I was cool with the blindfold anyway because I already knew where it was going. Pocket, man. I'm gonna show you my loyalty. I'm solid, man. Man, I'm rocking with you. Let's do this. So, you know, that took place with that. Get to the house, and if you notice, the picture that I took with Tupac and we standing on the stairs, that's in Tupac's house. The same night that they did Smile, the same night that I became an outlaw. Get back to the house. Afeni is there. I believe this other guy may have been one of Pac's older uncles, or he may have been a grandfather of some sort back then. I can't really put a name together. I can't even put a actual description together other than an older figure being there, present at the time. And so Pac was like, all right, me and the rest of the outlaws gonna go upstairs for a hot minute, just sit right here in the living room for a minute, and we're gonna call you up. So I took it as, okay, they're gonna finna go up there and discuss some things about, whatever. Because It was kind of like unexpected. I didn't even know that I was going to be initiated into being an outlaw that night. So, being, coming up from the hood, you say, when things like that happen, you'd be like, okay, they got to go discuss something pertaining me or pertaining something that they don't want me to hear about. So you got to respect that. So I respected that, and I didn't think nothing of it. And, Pop called me up, came down, called me up, and go upstairs, and we in one of the rooms, and we leaning on the bed, like me and the rest of the outlaws, we in there leaning, not really actually like sitting on the bed, but, we got like elbows on the bed, knees on the floor, all in a circle. We sitting it up, chopping it up, Pop, spilling game. And that's when he spilled the beans and said, man, everybody in here in this room in favor of Nutt-So being an outlaw, raise your hand and say, ah. He raised his hand, he said, ah. Everybody else fell in suit. Raised their hand and said, ah. So that night was the night that I became an outlaw.
What was go ahead, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So, that picture, if you see the picture with me and Pac posting on the stairs, that's the same night I became an outlaw. That's the same night the song Smile was created. And that is the actual stairway that led upstairs to Pac's mansion. It was inside the house, but that led upstairs inside the Malibu mansion.
Now, you got, at the time, you got one of the hottest rappers in the world, and he wants you to become, a member of his group, an outlaw. What's going through your head at the time?
Well, dealing with some replicable people that I can believe just by on their word, I was kind of excited when Hammer got at me and said Tupac wanted to meet me. So when he said, type of dude, he ain't even going to be playing no games like that, just to even bring out something equivalent or greater, you know what I'm saying? So Ham was a straight front forward dude, and when he told me that, that's when I got the feeling. That's when I was like, damn, wait, hold on. Death Row? Wait, hold on. I'm going to be a part of the Death Row. Because see, before that, it's like you hearing, you like Dog Pound, you like Snoop, and the Lady of Rage. Then you hearing all these artists that's on Death Row, and you like, okay. My home has called me. Now, this is where I fit in at. Then it's like, there's no surprise that you fit in with these kind of type of artists because the kind of type of music that I was producing, I was kicking that gangster shit. So it wasn't nothing that, to link up with shit. It was going to either be them or a Rap A Lot. There was only really two gangster labels that was, kicking up some gangster shit back then. So, Death Row being close to home, that fell in suit. And the connections that was to that was, through MC Hammer. So when he gave me that info, that's when I got the feeling. I was like, damn, hold on. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Because he didn't say, yo, man, Tupac want to meet you to see if he want to fuck with you, or Tupac want to hear your music to see if he want to fuck. He didn't say none of that. Man, Tupac want to meet you to be a part of his camp. So now I'm like, damn. Ham ain't the type to put words in Pac's mouth. Ham would have said, hey, man, I think Pac want to make you a part of his group. He heard your music, he like it, I think. But no, so he sending the word back to me, yo, man, Pac heard your music, man, he wants you, Pac want to meet you, man, he want to make you a part of the camp. I'm like, what? So now when I get down to, I don't think I've said this in any other interview. So we get down to Death Row, chopping it up. I meet Pac, everything in this. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit past that. So one day, Pac come to me. Okay, Pac picked me up from the hotel. We out riding, we kicking it and we chilling. We just talking about random things. Pac comes out and he say, "Yo, Nutt-So, I want to ask you a few things. I just want to, get your honest opinion." I'm like, "All right, you got me. What is it?" Then he said, "Well, first off, I'm gonna let you know what was spoke on outside your presence." Those are his exact words. "I'm gonna let you know what was spoke on outside your presence." That's the realest shit that had been said to me. Shit coming from, you know what I'm saying, from anybody in a long time. So I'm like, all right, well holla at me. So he say, "Well, me, Suge, and MC Hammer had a discussion about you." I'm like, okay, what's happening? What's the dealio? So he say, all right, this the deal. He say, Suge want to sign you directly to Death Row. I want to put you on my label and up under me. Hammer brought you to the row, or he brought you technically to me, but he brought you to the row. I said, right. I said, okay, so what you saying? He say, man, I'm saying that right there. I'm letting you know that was spoke on outside your presence. He didn't make the decision to say, to jump the gun and say, man, I want you to fuck with me. He let me initiate that. I said, man, hold on, look. You ain't got to say no more. I said, Ham brought me down here. He get his cut off top. That's just loyalty. He get his cut off top. So how we gonna work that? That gotta work out. The next option is my decision to want to fuck with you or strictly to Death Row. I'm smart enough to know that your label finna be ran through Death Row or possibly whatever. I want to fuck with you. Tupac, let's go. He said, man, say no more. I wanted to fuck with you. That's what I wanted to say. I just didn't want to jump the gun and put a pressure thought on you to put a pressure weight thought on you to weigh it in my favor. I wanted you to make your own decision. That was my decision. Ham brought me down here. I'm fucking with you. Let's do it. Ham gonna get his cut. Your label gonna be distributed to Suge. We all eating. Everybody get a part of it, right? He was like, man, say no more. So from that right there, when his reactions was, I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to jump the gun and put the pressure on you and have it weighed in on my favor. That's some real shit. So that was two things and basically then in one sentence, let me know, damn, this nigga is just keeping it real all the way to the gate. First off, he said, I want to let you know what was spoke on outside your presence. Ain't nobody obligated to say that. You see what I'm saying? But a real nigga. You see what I'm saying? So real recognize real, man. You know what I'm saying? So I told Pac I wanted to rock with you. Man, I'm rocking with you. Pac, let's roll. He was like, man, say no more. I say, Ham gonna manage me. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna, make this happen. Ham brought me to you. So, that got to get taken care of. So, that's how that went down on that note as far as what I was feeling and how I was feeling to be accepted. I felt like I felt like it was more of a blessing from God than a opportunity. You know what I mean? The opportunity was there definitely, but the feeling was like it was more of a blessing.
Now, you brought up Makaveli Records, and there's been some rumors out there because of the television shows. Noble said that it was going to be through Quest. What was your personal experience? You said earlier that it was to be through Death Row. Is the last you knew, was that what it was supposed to be, distributed through Death Row Records?
Yeah, to my knowledge, it was going to be Makaveli Records distributed through Death Row Records, which would have been a Interscope distribution anyway. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say the Quest thing is a lie. I'm just gonna say that I don't have no knowledge of that. And it could be true, seeing how, being how that, Pac was, involved in a relationship with Kadada. So I could see of the possibility of that being conversed between the two, Pac and Quincy, you know what I'm saying, or even the owners or the funders of Quest, you know what I'm saying, whoever that may be. But to vouch for that, I can't vouch for that because I have no knowledge of that, and I would be lying if I vouched for that. Just like I would be lying if I said that it never existed.
Right on. Okay. You know what? I got a personal question for you, and please don't take it the wrong way. But do you ever get tired of talking about Pac?
Hey, man, I'll put it like this, man. That's a good question. Man, I am enjoying all the Tupac questions, man. I love these Tupac questions, man. You feel me? Like, man, if it wasn't for Pac, like, 5 million people wouldn't have heard of me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I definitely give my props to MC Hammer for putting the connection in and put me in connection with Tupac and the Death Row family. I definitely give him his props, and I love him for that. Now on another level, like, a motherfucker come up to you and he recognize you or recognize your voice even. That's power. And he recognize your voice from a substantial background. And that's Tupac, man. You don't get no stronger than that. You see what I'm saying? So, man, they can ask me Tupac questions when I'm 99 and my teeth falling out my shit. I'm going to pick my teeth up, put the motherfuckers back in my mouth, and give you a Tupac answer. Proudly. You feel me?
Yes, sir. I ask that because, I feel that some people resent it, and some people have so much love for him that they do. I think that's a fantastic answer, and that's what's up, dude. Did Pac ever talk to you about One Nation?
One Nation was supposed to be the Unity album for to basically, okay, so the One Nation album came about because, all right, Pac was getting a lot of heat. Believe it or not, he was getting a lot of heat about dissing the West Coast. But see, a lot of people the East Coast, sorry about that, about dissing the East Coast. Because see, a lot of people wouldn't understand it. They thought Pac was just, oh, fuck you, you from the East Coast, I'm on you. No, it wasn't like that. Motherfuckers be talking under their breath, man. And Pac was catching that shit. So Pac would catch people talking about him, but it wouldn't be promoted. You see what I'm saying? So when you talk about somebody and it's getting promoted, it's over and over and over. Then it's like, okay, yeah, all right, well, shit, dude said something about him, so he got the right to talk about it. But when you talk about somebody and then it go quiet, but it was out there, but then it go quiet, it's like, hold on, nah, you ain't finna get away with me with that slick talking. You see what I'm saying? I'm finna say something about your ass too, and I don't give a fuck who say something about me thinking that I'm picking on you, because I'm not, because your ass shouldn't have said nothing about me in the first place and thought it wasn't gonna get out there or get back to me. You see what I'm saying? So when he started, man, everybody that Pac dissed, man, they said something about him. Pac just didn't go on a rampage and start picking motherfuckers to say something about. You see what I'm saying? They said something about Pac. So Pac had to respond like that. So when he responded, he pushed some of those back in the cut, so they didn't respond back. So now it looked like he was bullying them. But nah, you shouldn't open up your motherfucking mouth. You see what I'm saying? So, like he says, like you got to think Pac was addressing everything. So that's why he said you shouldn't open up your mouth with a motherfucking opinion. I'm getting in the ring, I'm knocking motherfuckers out. You get in the ring with me, expect to get hit or expect to throw some punches. That's how that game goes. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Pac ran with, and he was on some like me. I say my tongue didn't grow no hands or fingers, so I don't hold what I say. Either you gonna like it or you're not. I'm like a TV channel. If you don't like what the fuck I say, turn the channel. You see what I'm saying? If you don't like my cable, quit paying. You see what I'm saying? That's how I put it out there. So that's one of the things on how I learned how to be by dealing with Pac. You can't be walking around here, worried about what other people got to say about you. Shit, they don't live my life. That's just like when you getting on an on-ramp and your lane's finna merge and you got about another half a mile before your lane merge, but then somebody want to take up 2 lanes so you can't pass it. You don't get your motherfucking ass out the way. My lane and me passing you ain't got shit to do with you. You hating on me. You jumping in my lane. Stay the fuck in your lane. You see what I'm saying?
No doubt. I'm not saying no names, and this is not a slam fest, but how do you feel that Pac's legacy has been handled since he passed?
Well, it's a catch-22. It's been misjudged and it's been misused. And what I mean by misjudged, we all know what I mean by misused. So when I say by misjudged, meaning here I am over here in the cuts being as loyal as I can be, repping for my homie Pac. But then the recognition is not there for that. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like when the other side take a hit, it throws everybody in that one bunch. So now you saying the outlaws. All the outlaws ain't shit. All the outlaws is traitors. This and that and that. Okay, well, when you say the outlaws, you got to think about Nutt-So, Storm, and Castro, and Mutar. You got to think about, them outlaws too. You see what I'm saying? So, you got to separate. You got to dissect it. You know what I mean? In order for you to find out what the sickness is, you got to dissect it. So you can't just say, "Oh man, he's evil-minded." That's an evil-minded person. He's been doing all kind of evil stuff all week. That's how I know he's an evil-minded person. But before that, he wasn't doing nothing evil. So you got to dissect on what makes him evil. Okay, well maybe his maybe he got something that's going on mentally inside his brain that he don't even understand. You see what I'm saying? That ticked him off. Or maybe he walked into a chemical plant and something triggered something within him. And now he's out here looking like he off Flocka or something. You see what I'm saying? So you have to dissect the actual issue to get to the problem of what it is. You can't just say, "Oh, he's a bad guy." No, he's not a bad guy. He's not evil. He's not. He was evil-minded at that moment because something triggered that. So we can't blame that on his. We can't blame that on him and paint that whole picture as if that's how he was for his whole life. Once you dissect it, and then you go back and you be like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker was 4 years old, doing some crazy shit. Yeah, this motherfucker. Now, okay, this is the problem." You see what I'm saying? But when you dissect it, you be like, "Okay, well, he ain't had no history of this. He ain't had no mental illness of this. Blah 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 blah." Now you got to go to the next step. Now you got to go and see what triggered it, and then that's your problem. Whatever triggered it is the problem, not that whole body. You see what I'm saying? So you got to dissect it and pull out the illness. So the rest of the body don't get infected. And that's what's happening right now. The rest of the whole body is infected right now. The whole outlaw body is infected right now.
Now, you lost somebody that you were close to, that you worked with, and you respected. What do you say to the fans out there that hold out hope that Tupac is still out there somewhere and alive?
He is. So he's living within y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that part. And to prove that is when you listen to his music, you get a feeling that you can't get from listening to somebody else's music, right?
Yeah, I agree.
You get a feeling that you will never get from nobody else's music. That is Tupac within you.
All right. Before I let you go, I would like to plug your iTunes. Was there something else that you wanted me to plug?
Man, I definitely, man. You could, I got a lot of body of work out there. Any kind of type of support is good support. You know what I mean for it. Right now, I will give you a listing of the things that I have going on. Well, you all know the Ghetto Child album is out there featuring Keisha Cole, Too Short, E40, Rappin' Forte, Daniel Boobie Gibson, with a lot of known producers on it. Guitar Boy, Chink Santana. So that was a great album. Y'all can definitely check that out. Following that was a tribute to Tupac album that I put out. There's some dope tracks on that. I did a lot of beats that Tupac did over. I did a lot of those over. That I wanted to, that I actually like. Like some of the songs that I did over was some of my favorite Tupac songs. So I went on ahead and did them over and blended it in with a few original songs and went and put that out for the tribute to Tupac. The album Makaveli Riders was a response to Flex crying and can't let history just be history. You got to bring it up, and it's like you trying to ignite the war again. Like, come on, dude, keep it real, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what happened. Like I said, I know what side I'm with. I'm rocking with Pac 100%. Back then and now. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we lost two good brothers that could have made a difference in definitely today's music. That's for sure. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, we lost two good brothers. I'm gonna keep saying that. And those that's real is gonna recognize the message and what I'm saying in that. So on that note, like, man, it's a lot of body of work that I got out there too that you can put out there, man. The Makaveli Riders album was a dope album. That was a response album to Flex crying and whining, and you know what I'm saying. And ain't no telling he gonna come again. We already know because that's the kind of type of dude he is. See what I'm saying? But we're gonna have another response for him too. So after that, I actually just released another album called what's an EP? A 7-song EP called Tears of My Enemy. That's no features. I just had this one chick just say some words for me on the hook of one of the songs. But it's a 7-song EP that I kind of wanted to put out there. It's like a vintage Nutt-So like type of album. You know what I mean? It's on some gangster shit. It ain't on no senseless like type gangster shit, but then it's more storyboard. You know what I'm saying? That album is a storyboard type of album. It's gangster, but it's storyboard. And it's definitely one song on that album I want people to kind of like check out. It's called Children of Men. When you listen to that song, it's a very interesting song. It's then like a movie, so I ain't gonna tell y'all what it's about because I'm gonna kill it off. I know y'all don't like people telling y'all what movies is and shit. Motherfuckers be in theaters talking and shit. Shut up, listen. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those kind of type of songs. You know, it's one of those kind of type of songs that you can listen to, and you got to be like, damn, did that happen? So it's a storyboard out. Tears of My Enemy. Go check that out. It just came out this last Friday. It's a great album. I have another album that I'm releasing this coming Friday as well. It's actually two more albums. It's a joint venture with one of my family members, Zola Roaster. That album is called Shots Fired. We got Too Short featuring on it, E40 featuring on it, Jay Stylin, Lil Blood, Mr. Fab, Filthy Rich. Man, it's gonna be a dope album as well. That album right there is bringing rap back or keeping rap back to how it was. Talking about these new age mumble rappers, dress wearing, you know what I'm saying? We talking about all that. Shots fired. You know what I'm saying? We sending shots at everybody. On that note, I got another album. Oh, the Christmas album that I'm dropping on the same day. It's a Christmas album. I kind of released a few songs last year, but it wasn't released like out there. I just kind of like slid a couple songs out there. So I'm gonna put the album out with a couple extra new songs on there and give y'all a bar of that. You know what I'm saying? To jump into the holiday seasons with that. First weekend, the first Friday of January, I have this MOB album, my Outlaw Brothers album coming. That'll be out the first week of January. That's a dope album. That album right there was to initiate a lot of people that wanted to become an outlaw and feel like they have been a part of Pac since he died, or maybe they was living when he was living. A lot of them is youngsters these days that wish they could have met Pac, and I put them on to be a part of this, my Outlaw Brothers, to initiate them as an outlaw, to carry on the legacy of Tupac and to carry on their dreams as well of becoming an outlaw. So that's what that album was about, my Outlaw Brothers. That album will be out. That's a dope album too as well. So that album will be out first Friday of January, featuring Fatal, Unheard verse of Fatal, Unheard verse of Castro, Unheard verses of Storm. Got a lot of great features on that album too, man. I brought a few old heads back. You know what I'm saying? America's Most Wanted from the town. Got Next to Kin on it. You know, it's a dope, solid album, man. I got some real hard hitters on that album. So definitely look out for that album. I have don't forget, I still got this High Octane album coming. That's gonna be dropping 14 songs. That's dropping the second Friday. I got an album dropping every Friday from then on out. That's dropping the second Friday of January. The third Friday of January, I got this Beta LA project that I'm dropping. That got a lot of Bay Area artists and a lot of LA artists on it as well. Combining our differences from the same state, from within the same state. Beta LA, that's what that's about. Hard hitters from the Bay, hard hitters from LA, young hustlers, young go-getters. That's what that's about. The album that I got coming after that is called The Life of Sean Cole, the Outlaw. That album right there is going to be by far my best album. And I say that because that's going to be my album that's not going to have any cuss words in it. And it's not going to have no N words in it. Well, it's going to have some N words in it. It just ain't going to have nigga in it. So, you know what I mean? But that album is dope, man. And I believe, like, that album, man, the lyrical content that I put into that album, the lyrical content, time that I put into that album, for me to be not saying a cuss word or the N word, and not be on no radio commercial sellout. Oh man, y'all gotta hear that album. I think I'm going to shock a lot of people with that album. You know what I mean? So now, The Life of Sean Cody Outlaw, that's coming in no, that's not, I take that back. That album is not coming in January. I take that back. That album is actually coming in like March or April. I'm gonna put that album out in like March or April. I got a lot of big things and big plans going on with that album. I got a lot of help and a lot of push going on with that album. So we getting it in with that album. As far as where people can find me at, man, I'll be on Facebook, Sean M. Cole, SeanMcole. Follow me, you know what I'm saying? Show me some motivation, you know what I'm saying? I'll holler back. Instagram is Sean Cole the Outlaw, SeanCole_the_outlaw. My Twitter is at Nutt-So Outlaw. That's at NUTTSOOUTLAW. Man, follow a brother. My YouTube is Nutt-So Outlaw, NUTT, SOOUT. You can Google me, Nutt-So or Sean Cole the Outlaw, NUTTSO. Google that or Google Sean Cole. Support a brother.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
Whatever, shut up. Yeah.